All right. In this episode, in this edition, we have Shayla Brown, class of 2015, right?
Yep,
Class of 2015. Good class. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be talking early college stuff and life after early college. It is great to see you.
it's great to see you too.
All right. First question. Why did you choose early college?
Because it was hard.
Okay. Where would you have gone?
I would have gone to Conway High School if it
Okay.
wasn't early college.
Okay. So you chose us because it's hard. What
hmm
appeal did that have for you?
The challenge behind it, the prospect of potentially graduating with a college degree or at least almost a college degree, um, and kind of having that advancement in my career later on.
Makes sense. All right, so you decide to go to early college, you do Bridge Week.
hmm
Bridge Week is probably one of your favorite memories of all time. And yes, we still do all the same games with all the same bingo cards and balloons and all of that. Um, how or do you even remember your skit, your advisory skit?
I remember our song for my advisory.
Nice.
Um, I remember we were the Aces. I don't remember our skit specifically.
Which advisory were you in?
Um,
Not to put you on the spot.
she's not there anymore. I think it was Miss Addison, is that correct?
Atkinson.
Atkinson. Atkinson's Aces.
Okay. He ended up being teacher of the year for Ainer and then for the whole state of South Carolina.
I
That's
remember
exciting.
that.
That is exciting. That would have been her last class, right?
I we were her last advisory class.
Cool. I will definitely tell her hello for you.
That would
Uh,
be great.
all right. So you did Bridge Week, you do freshman year, you're learning how early college kind of works. You're figuring out advisory and all these strange, random, weird people that we're
hmm
asking you to do life with. Start getting into sophomore year, you start exploring the college classes. What's that transition like as you go from high school only stuff to starting to dabble a little bit into tech stuff?
It can be a little overwhelming, because you're in classes with adults and trying to kind of navigate that sometimes can be a little overwhelming. Um, for me, that point to kind of help was leaning on my classmates a lot at early college because we were all kind of in the same boat.
Okay. And as I mentioned before, 2015, great class, very
hmm
intelligent class, very driven and motivated class too.
hmm
Uh, so that was probably a good call. What role do you remember Avid having for you in your success in the classroom?
Organization, that was the biggest piece for me, keeping everything organized and kind of straight. Um, that was really the only way that I could keep my head on straight at early college.
Which is a big deal, right? You have a lot of things
Yeah,
going on. A lot of people are working. A lot of people have jobs. A lot of people are doing sports. A lot of people are doing a lot of stuff.
exactly.
So organization definitely critical. How are your organization skills today?
Great.
Perfect. That's the
They
perfect
are
answer.
great.
That is the perfect answer. All right. So Avid was helpful. Your classmates were helpful. What was your major?
Health science.
Health science.
hmm
And is that a certificate or an associate program?
It was an associate's program.
Did you finish?
I did after I finished up the rest of my classes and I actually went to get my LPN,
Okay. All right. So LPN, licensed practitioner,
licensed practical nurse. Yeah.
practical nurse. That's it. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Licensed practical nurse. How does the LPN differ from the RN?
It's basically a licensure difference. There's a few things that an RN can do that an LPN can't do, but it's more so in the hospital settings. LPNs are primarily in senior care and in doctor's offices.
Okay. Good, concise way to put it. That's perfect. We have a lot of kids interested in health science stuff today,
Hmm.
and I think that's a very succinct way to put it. I'll share that with them. All right, so you finished at Tech, then what?
I moved to Greenville, South Carolina. I went into the Marine Corps briefly, but then ended up moving to Greenville, South Carolina. That's where I got my LPN. And then my career skyrocketed. I'm actually in Charleston right now, and I am a director of a senior care facility.
Oh wow, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, so how did that come together?
Um, that motivation that ECPI kind of, or not ECPI, I'm sorry, early college instills in you, it can carry over into your career big time. I've always been willing to learn and do more and get more information. And that worked in my favor because it was one of my director of nursings back in 2019 that took a chance on me as a new grad LPN and said, you know what, I think you'd be a good MDS nurse, which is kind of like a Medicare specialist.
Okay.
And then once I got my Medicare specialist license and certification, um, I dabbled my toes into assisted living and memory care and started learning all the guidelines and regulations associated with that because I'm just all about obtaining knowledge. I got an opportunity in 2021 for a director position in assisted living and memory care, and that's where I've been ever since, and it's been great.
Okay. So it sounds like opportunity came knocking and you answered.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. That's been kind of a common theme with everybody I've talked to today. Some crazy paths taking us all kinds of different places all over the country, even, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and just being willing to say yes. I love that. All right. So, what do you love most about your job?
The residents, the personal connection, they're hilarious, they're knowledgeable, they're versed in history because they lived it. Like I said, it's just that need for just obtaining more information. So, nothing better than sitting across from a 93-year-old from Scotland that lived through wars and lived it herself and her telling us about all those things. So, honestly, the residents are the reason and my favorite thing.
So, it's about the people and the relationships that really
Hmm.
motivates you and drive you. That's great. Hopefully, everybody can find a profession, right, where that's really what it comes down to. It makes the
Hmm.
job that much more rewarding. All right. So, important question for you.
Yeah,
Did your advisory ever win the recycling fashion show?
I think we did.
We did
I
not.
have,
So
I
I'm
have
clearly holding
pictures.
grudges. We
I
have
have,
pictures too.
yeah, I have
Yeah,
pictures of Cheyenne and everybody in their cardboard dresses.
love it. Love it. I'd love to see that come back. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter or anything just because I never won. We definitely were never deserving. Uh, but recycling fashion show, obviously, something that we kind of put on for kids to have some fun. What other
Hmm.
memories of fun do you have from early college?
Honestly, it's the people that were there. We always tend to make our own fun at early college because there's not really sports or anything like that. So you kind of had to pull it together and just on a whim. Um, Driving school with Mr. Lynch was my absolute favorite. I think that was everybody's favorite. Because no matter what you did, it was always fun with him.
For sure, miss them a lot.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see that you make your fun, and your
Hmm.
class had some class clowns, for sure.
Yeah.
Some of which are, all kinds of different careers now,
Hmm.
where you wouldn't think like, oh, that's a class clown. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, I could see that, and bus rides, and just having a good time with
Yep.
each other. What do you remember about the college trips?
Um, I remember whenever we went to Columbia, everybody got ice cream and just like the traveling piece, we always traveled in groups, which was always kind of funny to see everybody's reaction to the college campuses and running wild because we did have a lot of class clowns. Um, I think the adventure side of it, I didn't personally didn't go to any of the colleges that we went to, but I know a
Mhm.
lot of our school did.
Right.
So, for me, it was just seeing everybody else experience it was pretty fun.
And that's pretty rewarding too, right? I mean, like, and then hindsight's 2020, but some of those
Hmm.
people did decide to go there, which is
Correct.
even better. That's one of the things I love about these interviews is like, oh, cool, yeah, you made it. Uh, or I envisioned myself at such and such, and it happened. That's
Exactly.
really cool. That's why we do what we do on our end. So
Hmm.
that's been really validating today and other days too. All right, so last two questions for you.
Hmm.
I'm going to give you both questions. You can decide however you want to answer.
Okay.
What advice do you give the brand new freshman who's just received their acceptance letter to early college? Question two. What advice do you give the seniors who are quite literally in 2 months taking their final exams for the final time at Tech as they prepare for whatever's next, whether it be military or career or continuing education? What advice do you give the ninth graders? What advice do you give the seniors?
For the freshmen with their acceptance letter, honestly, my biggest advice is making sure that this is what you want to do because it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of effort. There is no skimming by. It's it takes a lot, but also being open to the opportunities that you're going to be given at that school. Because there are so many opportunities and opportunities that are life-changing, opportunities that are changing from day to day, just being open whenever you go to early college. And then for the seniors, knowing that it is okay, you are gonna be fine. If you choose to go into the military, if you choose to advance your career, if you choose to take a break, I promise you it's okay. Um, College itself is easier than early college. If you decide to go to college, university is not as bad as it seems. Early college over prepares you for a lot of things that you're going to experience in your next couple of years. And get your interview skills down because early college's interview skills has gotten me 90% of my career.
I love that.
Hmm.
Not just because I teach interview skills. It's great.
You
Those
helped
are
me.
I tell everybody like, listen, I enjoy what I do, but one of the most rewarding parts is the interview stuff because people will come up to me junior
Hmm.
year, senior year, even after, and be like, I learned so much from interview skills. Uh, and so it's not necessarily something that you have standards on teaching. It's just what people do.
Yeah. My interviews have gotten me more jobs than my resume ever has.
Absolutely love it. Well, it's been very good talking to you. It's very nice to see you. Uh, Hopefully, next time you're around our area, you'll stop by and see us. Uh,
Yeah.
your early college family, once a trailblazer, always a trailblazer. But it is fantastic to see you, Shayla.
You too, Mr.
Thanks.
Chappell. Thank you.
Bye.